Well guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House, showing off my tiny house. I cannot see because of the sun, but my neighbors moved for I don't know how long, but at least you guys get a view of the tiny house all painted up. If you remember, I painted this at the other property that I got kicked off of. I haven't put any type of covering over my wires yet. Should, so the UV sun doesn't kill them, destroy them, and then I run into issues. But yeah, I guess the landlord's got some tires stacked here on the back of my tiny house and moved some of them right here, leaning up against my other tires. But solar's still standing, guys, which is the main thing. However, under here, some of my radiant barrier, which I'm having issues with, well, this one anyway, back on the back end of the tiny house here, the stuff just keeps coming off and it's getting wet somehow, even though I have the drip guard. So I'll probably end up taking that out and sealing it up with some sort of whatever. More work for me, of course. So yeah, so I'm gonna go inside the tiny house now, guys, and we're gonna check out what's going on. She looks rough, guys, I know, but remember, budget build. This is a definitely a budget build. This ain't no $100,000 as seen on HGTV tiny house, that's for sure. So I brought some gear over, mostly the aquarium stuff, and I filled up a thing of water here. We did have some rain showers, but nothing too substantial. So I can't believe how nice and cool it is in here. Let me go check the temperature here quick. 74 Fahrenheit and 45% humidity. So the humidity's going down in here. And 24.5 Celsius. And outside it is warm. It is about, that's reading about 90 Fahrenheit. Woo! Tiny house. Man, it's working. I think this survival barrier stuff is the key. I'm shutting this door though, because I'm letting all the cold air out. And remember, guys, I have no air conditioning in here yet. And the tiny house is doing its job. So let's, oh, I forgot the tripod. I normally always forget something. And yeah, so the tripod is not with me. But I have that little small one if I need it. Let's go check on the solar, since it's been a while. And I gotta check around the whole tiny house, because I did leave windows open a crack. And all that fun stuff. Oh, and I need to bring the Dyson home. My mom wants to use it again. I think I'm gonna buy her one for the holidays there. We are in float mode, of course. Fan's still trucking along. It's been on for months now, I'm assuming. Everything looks good. I'll take the Dyson off right now though, just because I don't want to forget that. And he's fully charged from the last time and pretty much cleaned out. So we'll bring that guy, put him by the door. Let's see. How's the hula girl doing? You guys see here quite a bit. There she is in action. Different backdrop. I got kind of as you saw outside, I got a little space now beside me, so you guys got to see the tiny house. Some of it anyway. And everything looks cool. It's nice in here. Oh my god. 74 inside the tiny house, and it's 90 degrees out. I can't believe it. And I don't know what the humidity is outside either. And we got 45% inside, just with windows cracked and that little USB fan running. That's it. Oh my god, it's crazy. And no ants. Thank God. Those traps finally kicked in, apparently. So they took a while. I'm a little impatient, but those traps did work. I did bring my hard drive and boxy box home because I did finish the hard drive off. So what I normally do is I take whatever I'm finished viewing and I organize it and keep it for later. It's mostly YouTube stuff. And then I'll fill the hard drive back up again and have more content to watch. And that way I get to keep it long term and all that fun stuff. So there's the tripod there. I'll use him since I forgot the other one. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get into this bag, start unloading a bunch of that stuff. So I'll be back with you guys in a second. Actually, I can probably spin this on without spinning the camera. And then you guys won't be getting sick. Getting sick on me. Okay, there we go. So, tripod is active. I'll turn the viewfinder this way so I can shoot. Let's check my plants. Well, they still got lots of water. I just squeezed the plastic here, guys. Here, I'll show you. I don't know if I zoom in, you might be able to see the water. I squeeze this. Let me zoom right in. Might not see it because of the focus. I don't think it shows up, but there's water in there. Still, plants look very happy. They're doing their job. They're cleaning the tiny house air, my living air filters. And so we'll put this bottle of Shasta over here. What I did this time with the bottle of Shasta, I took a tiny piece of fertilizer stick, threw it in, and shook it up. And shook it up every couple of days or so, and then that way it's pre-mixed into the water and good to go. So let's check out what we got going on here. So I have a bunch of stuff coming into the tiny house, guys. Mostly the aquarium gear that I got from Wish. So we have my solar panel thing. You can actually, once I put the panel in the light, it's actually getting a charge right in here, which is funny. And it's not even the best light, and it's getting a charge. So we're setting that up. A lot of this aquarium stuff is going to be set up over in the other room, so let me bring you guys over there. I'm not tripping over the Dyson or anything. Okay, that's fairly good. You guys are getting a little glare there, maybe. So We got aquarium gear coming in. And I guess I'll just put it in that box down here for now with Mike's stuff. So we have the one of the pumps I demonstrated here, air pumps with the air stone that runs super efficiently, and this guy's going to go down in the box here, and I'll keep the boxes because it does have the instructions in there, so we'll throw that in. We have my heater, which is going to go in there as well to replace Mike's heater, which is down at the bottom here. It's 100 water, so that's a little too much for my system. And then what else we got? Oh, the wool blanket. So that's going to go over on the bed, and that should cover that. And put the box back, and we'll be in business. Perfect. So eventually, guys, when I get the batteries and everything like that set up, the bigger solar setup, basically, I'll feel more comfortable to start setting up the aquaponics full time. And then we get to decide what kind of fish to buy, what to grow, and all that fun stuff. Here is that solar panel, and here is the other aquarium pump. This needs to go back over there as well. So let me just do that. I'll put him near, I'll set that solar panel up near the hula girl, I guess, because that is the south side. And let's see, not getting too much sun there. Okay, perfect. I'll bring the camera back over, guys, just to show you what I did. Should have brought it with me, but it's alright. Oh, and this goes with us too. That's part of it. This goes in the aquarium box. So right now I just have it in the grow medium. The solar panel, which I can kind of move back this way, and the battery pack / air pump. So I just have it in the grow medium. Kind of a safety thing too. If anything happens with the battery here, nothing will really burn because you're in grow medium. And the solar panel, funnily enough, I can't talk. The solar panel can get plenty of light. That's a nice angle for it anyways. So it's trickle charging that battery until the time we need it. And of course my light, I'm sure, still works because that solar panel is right there in the window. And yes, it's working just fine. Cool. So yeah, I keep all the windows open a crack in the summer. Nothing too crazy going on. Oh, I do want to show you this. For my longtime viewers, I originally had planned to have the kitchen on this side. So I drilled my hole for the drain here, and it never happened. So I actually have access. If I just punch through that, I use spray foam at the bottom. If I punch through there, I will be into some of the reflective material, radiant board. But if I punch through that as well, I'll be out to the outside. So I have, that's about a, what is that, 2-inch diameter hole. So in the future, I can use that for anything. Like if I needed a generator or something, I could run the cord up and have the generator under the tiny house and then run the cord wherever it has to go to whatever I need it for, or all kinds of options. But that's there because I had second thoughts, like most of the things in the tiny house here, and there it is there. So yeah. Oh, bug out bag's all set. I have it, and look, matching slippers for the bug out bag. Look at that. Yeah, so pretty crazy, guys. It's gonna be another warm one again. I'm gonna put you up here because it's a little more my height. There we go. So all is good in the tiny house. My life is back to normal. I'm going to a wedding rehearsal tonight out of town, and tomorrow I will be going to the wedding. I have a suit. I will be staying overnight with my family. I'll have to sleep on the air mattress on the hotel floor. No big deal. I gotta actually, if we don't have an air mattress at the house, I'll be coming back here, because if you guys remember, I have those totes, plastic totes full of air mattresses and stuff. So whether or not I have the air mattress here or not, who knows, but I really don't need it today. But tomorrow I will, because I'd rather sleep on an air mattress than cement floor any time of the week. So yeah, we're actually renting a hotel room for tomorrow night, and we'll be partying hard at the wedding. My friend's getting married there, so that's good. And it's my mom's birthday on the wedding day, which is crazy, so she gets to go shopping and have a little wedding and party all of herself there, so that's pretty cool. Tiny house is doing well. As you can tell, I can't believe how comfortable it is in here. I'm guessing the humidity levels are finally, it's like the I guess the building materials that I installed are finally drying out, I should say, so the humidity levels are going down, which is good, because if you guys were following me for a long time, you know I was getting into the crazy humidity levels. I was getting into 80-90% at one point, and then we were really concerned about mold. I know I was, because what good is a moldy tiny house? You're screwed. You're trapped in you're basically in a closed, confined space breathing mold. I don't think so. So, yeah, so that never happened. We got everything dried up and cleaned up here, so tiny house is looking good. I have a lot of stuff to do here, but like I said, with what happened to my dad this summer, what happened with me having to take over a lot of the work on his behalf, and now with the wedding and all this, I'll be glad to be finishing out these last 2 months for sure, because last month was the crazy month where my dad had the health issue and we could have both been hurt or dead. So thanks for everybody's thoughts and support on that, and yeah, it's been wild. A lot of projects have been put on the back burner because of all this stuff going on lately, so I'm going to get to the dollar store distiller. We're going to try that, test that out. I'm going to finally, possibly, once I get the money back after spending it on wedding gifts, suit for the wedding, because I've never had a suit before, so bought a suit for this. What else? Hotel costs, my mom's birthday. A lot of money is going to go out the door. So all the plans that I have, I still have that wish list in my wallet. Eventually I'll get to it. because I still got to do a lot of projects here at the tiny house that I want to spend that money on, get some stuff done at the tiny house, and then go from there. The Canadian dollar is sitting around 80 cents US now. If it hits par, which is our dollar's worth the same amount as your dollar, then I can start thinking about getting those lithium batteries. If not, I will be stuck getting AGM batteries. A lot of people say, well, what's the big deal? They're cheaper. But I always have to worry about, you know, off-gassing. But they said they're sealed, so they shouldn't, they'll never overcharge them and boil to make fumes. But then I have, you know, people saying, well, they're made out of lead and mercury, so you don't want to be breathing that, especially in a tiny house in a confined space. So I'm gonna have to figure this stuff out, guys. Buying a battery bank and doing it right the first time is not something you just go out and do one day. You got to think about it. You got to plan your house around it, type of thing, and go from there. And I don't think it's going to happen this year for me, just because of everything going on. And you know, just doesn't make sense for me right now. Hopefully in the new year we'll get a head start. Hopefully batteries, I get a handle on batteries. Hopefully I get my stuff done that I want to get done here. Hopefully I got my ceiling done. Hopefully I get the rest of the solar panels up, which will be a big job. And I don't want to, you know, I'm going to have to do that possibly alone, now that my dad's kind of, you know, on light duty, you could say, for a good year for sure. But, you know, things have happened. But, oh yeah, other thing, one of my subscribers, Graham, he's a loyal subscriber. He's normally first in the comments all the time. And he's another UKer like Stu, High Tech Guy 18. So, he wanted to do, or wanted me to do, since he's investigating off the grid and researching for himself what to buy for his tiny house or caravan, my Nature's Head toilet. He's heard a lot of horror stories. I have not experienced any horror stories with them. However, what we want to do here, guys, or what Graham wants me to show on camera, and I'll try to do that in a coming video once I get this wetting stuff done and all this crap. So, I don't have a smell with this toilet, and I'll use it and I'll still be in here for the day. I don't smell anything. I don't have the fan even hooked up. It's just two pipes. So it's naturally vents and doesn't stink. You don't even need the fan. I've never needed to hook it up. And so what he wants me to do is basically, I've never emptied this yet, believe it or not. So he wants me to go through the process on video of emptying my Nature's Head toilet for the first time. So I'm going to try to do it on video. Now, the only issue is that I'm thinking is YouTube. YouTube may not like. That's the handle you use to spin all the compost around. I spin it every once in a while. But YouTube may not like me doing this on video. That's the only thing. Because urine and possibly, you know, crap, right? But I'm going to try to empty it. And hopefully my video doesn't get pulled down from YouTube or censored or whatever they do. But I want to show it because it's been a request And I've never had to empty it yet, and it's probably due. I got to empty the urine container, which is in the front, and then the crap container is in the back, the compost, basically. I'm pretty sure in my urine container that since it's been so long, I'm sure the urine has changed to ammonia. Now, I've heard this. This is what the old homesteaders used to do on farms, like back in the 1800s and earlier. They'd piss in a pot or something and put it outside, and then after a couple weeks or something, it turns into ammonia, and then they can use that as whatever, I guess, cleaning. I'm not sure what ammonia is actually. I know ammonia is used for cleaning. If you you can put it on your crops if you do a proper ratio. And it's like 10 parts water, 1 part urine / ammonia, and then you put that in your garden as nitrogen. It gives the garden nitrogen, or the soil nitrogen, I should say. But yeah, so I'll try to do a video for Graham on that, and for the rest of you guys. Hopefully it's not too disgusting. Like I said, that composter works really well. It was worth the huge price tag I paid for that toilet. It was like a $900 item, which broke my. That was my. I think it was my Christmas gift to myself one year, like early on the tiny house build. I know that because I had that. That was one of my big purchases for the tiny house. I think I bought that even before the fireplace even. So you guys can check in the off-grid tiny house, or the off-grid tiny house playlists. There's like 600 or 800 videos in there now. I don't know, something like that. I know I'm over 1,000 videos, guys, so that's pretty crazy. And finally, I don't know what happened to YouTube. Hopefully I'm able to make a little bit of money now. If I can, my whole goal, guys, is if YouTube can pay my rent here, which is $50 a month, then I take care of everything else, and we can get some real progress going on here. Because, you know, that's what I can do. So, yeah. But other than that, guys, tiny house is doing well. I haven't been here in a while, believe it or not, because of work, because of my dad, because of everything else going on the day-to-day. So forgive me for that. I know there's been a lot of SHTF videos out lately. I wanted to touch on that. This will be a long video, by the way. I did a lot of SHTF videos lately because I didn't have the time to get over to the tiny house and really do a good video here. Do something, you know. So what and also because of I've been following the news here, guys, and North Korea is nasty right here. They're able to nuke even my area in Canada, and if they EMP over North America, we're done. And this is why I've been stepping up my prepping. And also, the U.S. has been screwing around with Russia again, doing all kinds of sanctions and crap and pissing them off. So, really, guys, like, don't bite off more than you can chew type of deal here. This is crazy. Yeah, the world's getting pretty scary here, guys. I'm pretty determined North Korea. Like if they get nukes, which probably they will, or probably already have, I don't know what's going to happen because They, like, this is run by a dictator. He can press a button any day. He can shoot. He can set us back to the Stone Age, or at least the 1920s, with a button push. Because I know you guys have the air missile defense system and all that, but what if it fails? What if somebody goofs? You know, these things can happen. And then what if we go to war, nuclear war, with the country that tried to nuke us? Like, it's just craziness. I hope you guys are prepping. Like, I know a lot of my subs don't believe in it and think, oh yeah, the government's gonna take care of everything. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna be the one relying on the government if anything goes down. Although I can't really prep for nuclear winter. I do not have the money like the rich elites do to build underground bunkers and live under there for a few years before, you know, the radiation's livable up top here. But things are looking scary, guys. I hope you're putting preps back. And some of you may say, well, why prep if we're going to get nuked? Well, good point. But at least if we don't get nuked, you have food. If there's like say China and North Korea and all these people cut everybody off, can we maintain our own food supply without, you know, bringing in other products as well? I don't know. It's gonna be scary. It's scary times. You gotta prep. That's all I can say. Like, this is no time to be beating around the bush and saying, oh well, you know. So I'm gonna end it there, guys, and hopefully you liked that video, and give me a thumbs up and a comment or whatever. Share it, and hopefully I can get the YouTube channel really pumping here. We hit 1,000 subscribers, which is great. Let's go for 2,000. Let's go for 3,000. Let's keep going. And then hopefully I can get here full time, live full time off the grid, and living in stealth because I don't have land yet. So I'm living stealthily as I can. And hopefully things will work. But yeah. Oh, I gotta throw the wool blanket on the bed there, but yeah, I'll figure that out later. I'll just leave it in the package for now. That's fine. But anyway, that's it for now, guys. We'll talk to you on the next one, alright? Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House, checking out.